Murfreesboro isn't for everyone, but how do you know if you're one of the ones that will thrive here or prefer to move back home as quickly as you moved in? What's up, y'all? I'm Rachel in the Borough, your local real estate expert living in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you're thinking about moving to Murfreesboro, you're going to want to explore both the pros and the cons. And while it may appear sunshine and rainbows on the outside, there's some things y'all need to be able to stomach if you do decide to move out here. First of all, in Murfreesboro, let's talk about the growing number of residents and how that has increased traffic over the years. Murfreesboro to Nashville on Interstate 24 is one of the worst commutes in the state, maybe the region, maybe the country. TDOT, Tennessee Department of Transportation, they are working on a new smart corridor from Murfreesboro to Nashville to help the traffic run more smoothly, but all the while, we still have more people moving to the area every single day. Traffic, it's gonna happen. And if you are going to work at the typical time everyone else is, commuting could be a nightmare. Personally, I try to time my trips for certain times of the day when traffic is lighter to move around town. I use the GPS that has knowledge of the traffic patterns like Waze or Google Maps. That can help me get home easier if there is extra traffic on the ride home. Next, if you can't handle progress, you are not going to like Murfreesboro. Every time you turn around or blink, there's a new road being built or a new red light being put in. With a growing population, you can expect the school zones to adjust every few years. I've got a video of changes coming up in Murfreesboro over the next couple of years to the Murfreesboro infrastructure, and I will link that video for you down in the description. On the occasion that you do happen to meet someone that grew up in Murfreesboro, they'll tell you about how back in the 80s, Murfreesboro was mostly farmland. Now we have a huge downtown revitalization project to look forward to that will completely change the intersection of Broad and Church Street and include a pedestrian bridge over Broad Street. This is also going to uncover some underground water that is connected to Murfree Spring and helping to preserve an area that is so vital to wildlife in our area. That project will also connect to Cannonsburg Village, one of our local landmarks and location of the Pioneer Days Festival. By the way, make sure to give this video a like if you enjoy having parks and green spaces in your city or town. That's one of my favorite things. But moving on to the things I don't like so much about Murfreesboro, we have a higher cost of housing than most of the Tennessee average. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. The average price of a home in Tennessee, it's in the mid 300s if you're looking at the average across the state. So that means some counties will be less, some more. Murfreesboro and Rutherford County, we're one of the largest municipalities and districts within the state. We have a lot going for our area in terms of city services and access to conveniences, healthcare. We have some of the best schools and jobs in the state, and just being an overall excellent quality of life for residents. So, housing here has really increased, especially in the last few years. While some locations in the country have gone down in prices, Middle Tennessee overall has stayed pretty steady after a short decline in late 2022. Right now, the housing forecast is that we're holding steady on prices just because we don't have enough inventory for prices to decline. But on the flip side, prices aren't sharply increasing either. So if you're looking to move to Murfreesboro in the next couple of years, it appears things won't be drastically different. My hope for you is that you don't get sticker shock. Also, for housing costs, I wanted you to know about the property taxes. So the property taxes in Tennessee overall, they're about average or below average nationally. Although Rutherford County and Murfreesboro, we are going to be higher than the more rural counties. Like I said, we have a lot of city services. If you're in the city limits, your main roads, they'll be de-iced when we get severe winter weather. You're getting the city services like trash pickup and school buses. Some of the more rural counties don't have money for services like that. You do need to check. Compared to a lot of other states though, I think Tennessee and Rutherford County are not that high. We're more average than most places. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what your property taxes are, where you live, and I will also link my video on property taxes so that you can just dive deep into how we calculate that. Let's get into the standard size lot and HOAs in Murfreesboro. Because by the way, you are really gonna hate Murfreesboro if you hate quarter-acre lots and communities being managed by HOAs, the dreaded homeowners association. So what exactly does the housing and the neighborhoods here look like? Well, Murfreesboro is very suburban. If there was a textbook definition of manicured lawns and nice neighborhoods, Murfreesboro is it. We do have some older neighborhoods that are on larger lots and not managed by an HOA, but newer communities have an HOA and are managed by a property management company. Average lot size, not a surprise, it's getting smaller and smaller. Depending on where you're coming from, our lots might still be huge comparatively if you're coming from someplace like California. New construction, standard lots, they're a quarter of an acre all day. And to find something with more acreage than the average lot size, it may cost you more, depending on the location, condition, and other factors. Now, 20 years ago, a third of an acre, that was pretty standard. 50 years ago, a half an acre was more standard. So you can see that as land has become more scarce, our lot sizes have decreased. Just know that if you're moving to Tennessee and you want more land, it is going to cost more, sometimes significantly more. And the HOAs, I want to say that the restrictions will vary, and mostly they're there to maintain the order in the community rather than to enforce weird rules. The majority will not be very expensive unless your HOA takes care of exterior maintenance and or has a lot of amenities. And lastly, lots of transplants. If you prefer living in an area where most of the people that live there are also from there, you're not gonna like Murfreesboro. Murfreesboro is a popular place for transplants, for one thing. Even though I'm not originally from here, though I am from Tennessee. I originally grew up in Cookeville and lived in Knoxville for several years also. To come across someone living in Murfreesboro who was originally from here, it's rare, and I love to ask them about their favorite memories or growing up before Murfreesboro really popped off. On the other hand, if you're watching this video thinking of moving here from out of state, well, the good news is that here in Murfreesboro, you are not alone. There's something here for you. There's a community here for you, and the locals, well, they've set the tone for a friendly, welcoming Murfreesboro that I hope anyone that moves here will embrace and pay it forward. I have a whole playlist of videos to dive even deeper into what living in Murfreesboro is all about, so make sure to watch it. Then make sure to like and subscribe with the bell so that you'll be the first to know when I post a new video. I've got so much more to tell you about life and real estate in the Murfreesboro area, so I will see you at the next video.